Thank you so much for joining me again for another reaction video. I want to thank you all for the support so far, particularly on the last video that I did, which was a reaction to Ginger's Pisces. A lot of requests coming in for a reaction to Perennial's live performance, and that's going to be coming up in the next day or two, so please keep an eye out for that. If you did miss that video, I'll put a link in the description. But today we're looking at Nightwish Ghost Love Score. Now, I don't know an awful lot about Nightwish. Got some notes here. I know they started in the mid-90s, had a number of changes to the lineup, particularly a lot of heated debate around the singers. And I know that the current singer, I think, is Floor. I'm probably butchering the name, but a lot of debates as to who the best singer was and some controversy about how the original singer kind of exited the band. So I'd love to know more information on that. If you do have any, or if you've got a link you can send my way, put it in the comments and let me know. Seems like whenever I played a show back in my band days, there was always a group of guys with Nightwish shirts on, and I know it's kind of this very melodic symphonic rock, or some symphonic metals, apologies, that's what it's deemed as, and I don't know if I had an aversion to that when I was younger and I was kind of trying to be too edgy and I didn't really get into it, but glad that I have the opportunity now. So we're gonna dive in before I waffle on anymore and see what they have got in store for us. It's a long video, so stick with us. Really excited. Jeez, look at that crowd. I love that that vocal. You're always going to get, whenever you hear the word symphonic, you're always going to get strings and keys, potentially some digital samples from those, so that's very cool to see already. Can we just talk about the setup on stage? Oh, it would be a nightmare if you're already trying to set this up, but they sure know how to build up a song. I mean, this is a big performance. I'm really excited. That's really cool, the way that they filled those gaps between the original kind of front and end notes. Just adds a whole new melody to what they're doing. A lot of key changes. And that offbeat bit that they do there, that that's like it's designed, those are designed to kind of throw you off a little bit, because it doesn't feel like it allows the riff or the part of the song to complete the bar. And I really love that. I think that's very cool. It's just a fresh way to write different pieces, and I think that you know, it's only a bar or two and then you're comfortable with what they're doing, but I think it's just a really nice change, and it shows like a real maturity in songwriting. I mean, these guys, they've been around since the mid-90s, so I'm not going to even dare to try and comment on their ability. They all look like they've probably been doing this longer than I've been alive. So fantastic musicians, doing something that's new to me, but doing it really well. There you go, straight into your traditional 4/4. Oh, there she is. So subdued and pulled back from that original build-up. Very cool. That's super haunting. She's sitting, all of her vocals are sitting kind of in a head note at the moment. So it's sitting up in that like upper register. So she's what's incredible is her notes are so clear. And this is a live performance. Again, yes, there's a lot of debates around touching up and editing, cleaning up bits in live performances, but that's kind of irrelevant for this. For her to have that kind of power and clarity, singing that high, I've always found that incredibly impressive. You see that with Amy from Evanescence, so like that's like something she gets a lot of compliments for. And obviously, in no way am I doing a comparison there, but this is very cool, and I love how they've changed. I mean, it feels like they've changed the song 3 or 4 times already, and it's a minute in, but beautiful voice. So operatic. They're just having so much fun. Like, you can see they could do this in their sleep. At that point there, basically what you're putting out, what your ear pulls out, is just there's a super strong dominance from the drums, obviously her vocals, but the dominance from the drums, there's bass in there as well. There might be some kind of underlying strings or drones in there, but they've kind of stopped the guitars and pulled that out. And the reason that that's so important and so crucial is when they bring them back in again, the impact from that creates a fullness, and it creates like a level of, it ups the energy to it. And when you're talking about melodic or symphonic metal, that is crucial. Nice wide mouth so she gets that note out. She's tall. Is she tall, or is everyone else short? Might have some boots on. There you go, he's using the chimes. First drummer I've ever seen have chimes on stage and actually use them. That's pretty cool. Listen to that. It's those strings from the keyboard, those effects, those digital like kind of strings and runouts, and just her voice. She's introducing a brand new melody just like that. That's almost halving the tempo of what they were doing earlier. Look at that setup, man. That's impressive. You can't have them on a small stage. It just feels like they're born for these huge setups. Oh, here we go. Who doesn't love a little lead piece, huh? So simple, just reinforcing the melody again. So that crowd. Oh, I'd love to be there. What's crazy about this, and why they're so good at this and such great songwriters, is they've obviously created this gap where they're gonna, I'm assuming, bring the energy back up again, but they're creating this comfortability with a lack of sound or a lack of energy. And the crowd mics that they've got set up enforce that, so their kind of just general crowd noise feels like it's part of the song, and it adds this huge dynamic to it, because I imagine if you strip that out, it would be probably be a little too basic. But this is a live performance, so I'm not sure if this is on the recorded version. I haven't heard the recorded version, but it's very cool how natural and perfect that sounds. Also, massive props to the guys who recorded and mixed this. It's such a blend between strings and what sounds like choir vocals. Kind of those like druidy effects, if you will. It's like a flute. Oh, here it comes. I could have gone and got lunch during that break. They know what's coming. Oh man, I'm getting hyped for this. It's like a movie, man. Oh, this is fire. Sounds like a pirate theme song. Oh. See, now she's moving to more of like a chest voice. That's again another change in the melody that they're writing. This is that dun, which is, it's like, again, it's like a small, it's like a gallop, almost like a really slow gallop, but they're able to drive it home with the drummer not overplaying the song. And the reason that he's obviously phenomenal, but the reason that he's keeping it simple is so that you can get the palm muting bits and everything else to show off in between along with her vocal melody. So that's really, really cool to see. I just got a bit of sway on. How has this not been used as like scores for songs? Unless it has. Yeah, get a bit more mean. It's that gallop again, but now they got the keyboard player hitting those notes. That's really cool. I love their key changes. That little runoff there is almost like it's going to sound really like a criticism, but it's not. It's almost like cartoon-like. It sounds like an old, like something you'd hear on like an old cartoon, like funny scene. There's just so much going on in what they're doing. You'd probably need to watch this 3 or 4 times to take the thing in properly, but this is phenomenal. Also, the guy playing the keyboard or the on the keys, he seems to have a major influence with this band. I don't know what role he plays in the songwriting, but most of the melodies that they're playing are either introduced by the keys and then backed up by the rest of the band, or the keys are playing a more dominant fixture with the drums and the guitar and the bass almost hitting support notes on it so that the runs happen independent of those. And that's why you're able to, you shouldn't be able to hear all of these things while it's all going on at the same time. It feels like you shouldn't, but you can. And that's down to great songwriting, the band being incredibly tight, and obviously a good mix on the audio. She's getting them into it, huh? Back into that again. The fire is just cool as well, as it's like really cool visual. This is exhausting. I've always found it really difficult to play with guitars shaped like that. I mean, that one fits okay over your legs, so you can pull it in, but I think it's the bass actually. Guy looks like a White Walker. Okay, so that's cool because this piece that she's singing, which is sounds like the chorus, obviously, I assume, is she started out doing this in a far higher register, so she was doing it more in a falsetto, and now she's dropped to like a deeper, it's not deep by any means, but a deeper chest sound, and it just adds a different dynamic to it. You see a lot of artists find a good chorus and then copy paste and replicate, and the other reason she could be doing that is what's coming next. So I'm starting to see a lot of what they do. They don't just make changes for the sake of making changes. They change pieces of the song or twist the melody or change the energy or change the intensity because of what's coming next. So it's almost like they are preparing the listener for either a period of calm or chaos. Beautiful. It's like this chant. It feels like a war song. Shoo-wee. Her voice is goosebumps, man. What? God bless this band, man. She knows she nailed that. Live. As a singer, you're waiting the whole song to make sure you hit that note right. And I mean, she probably does it every week, but she knows she smashed that. That was phenomenal. Look at them go now. Now they're letting loose. Strings just keep climbing, or string keys. And it's basically one long fill from the drummer. There you go. Of course you're going to hit us with a little surprise tail off. I said in some previous videos I don't like tail offs. That was a good one. Let's go back here. What do you say about this? I mean, it's important for me to state this isn't my kind of genre. This is not something I listen to regularly, nowhere near. But I, as a musician and as someone who loves music, I have so much respect and I'm in awe of how they put the song together. It's like the Scorsese of songwriting. I don't even know where you start with this. They have a general theme, which is this dreamy. It sounds super cheesy, but it's like an ocean. It's like it's calm and it's got waves, and it's calm and then there's a storm, and it's calm and that's kind of what it feels like all throughout the song. And you go through experiencing like calm, and then it's like I said, calm in the chaos, and then there's bits in between which are just really melodic, really consistent, really strong. And it doesn't hurt that they are on this massive stage with fireworks and like an enormous crowd. I get the hype around them now. I finally get it. So credit to them. I don't know anything about the previous singer, and I'm sure some of you will let me know, and everyone will have different opinions, particularly if there's a singer that started a band or if they've been around for a long time. This lady is phenomenal. There must be some classical training in her background, because the way that she can sustain notes, the quality, when you find bands performing in open air, you hear a lot of the breath being taken away, and that's because of the open nature and the wind, and the energy of her moving around a lot. So you normally see like a cut off of notes, so you see them drop off too quick. This was just fantastic. And again, I know this probably been touched up and made sure that it's cleaned up a little bit, but that is fantastic. I could probably talk about this all day, but I think I've waffled on long enough. I really appreciate you guys watching and sticking by this. Thank you for all the support on the channel so far. We're only getting started, and yeah, love that one. Any more recommendations or suggestions from them, or even just feedback and comments, put them down in the comment section. I'll make sure that I read all of them and get through them as soon as I can. And yeah, I'm going to be doing this daily, so stick around and hit the subscribe button to make sure you don't miss anything. Also help me out, you know. Yeah, that was remarkable. Everybody stay safe, be nice to each other, and have a good day.